Childhood games and pastimes. Did you ever play jacks or marbles? Or could you impress your friends with your yo-yo tricks? In the past, children often played games in the street outside their own houses. This was much safer, as fewer people owned cars and there was a lot less traffic. Here we have selected just a few different pastimes and games to trigger some memories. We hope you enjoy looking at the photos and remembering some of the games that you may have played. 5 stones, or jacks, is a game of dexterity that is no longer as popular as it used to be. It helped if the player had large hands, as the object of the game is to throw the 5 stones up into the air and catch them on the back of your hand. Jacks are a very similar game, but you used 5 metal pronged stones and you'd also bounce a small ball. This would keep the children quiet for ages. 2 balls bouncing up the wall. You would start slowly. Mum would instruct as we held the 2 balls in our hands and threw them up against the wall, one by one, and carefully caught them. Once confident, we'd add another ball, then another. We'd let one bounce, throw another one under our leg, clap our hands. The combinations were endless. What songs or rhymes would you sing or say whilst playing 2 balls against the wall? Conkers. Choose your conker. Thread it, then go forth and conquer in the playground. What could be more satisfying? As autumn approached, there were trips to the woods to find the largest, shiniest conker without having our fingers stabbed by the harsh, prickly cases that protected the conker. Then the joy of dreaming of owning a winning conker, a champion of conkers. Hopscotch. Throwing a stone at a chalk number, then hopping to get it. Doesn't sound like a barrel of laughs, but it's been entertaining children for decades, since the time of Henry VIII. Leapfrog. A nerve-jangling contest of courage and judgment. Get it right and you're soaring through the air. Get it wrong and you end up collapsing or hurting your friend. Simply put, the odds are enormous, but great fun was had by all. Marbles. Marbles open up a world of wonder as a child. You can trade them, barter with them, smash them into each other, or amass them like a sweetie collection in your back pocket. The possibilities are endless. The hula hoop. A hula hoop is a toy hoop that is twirled around the waist, limbs or the neck. The modern hula hoop was invented in 1958, but children and adults around the world have played with the hoops, twirling, rolling and throwing them throughout history and are still enjoyed today. Cat's Cradle. Cat's Cradle is a game for 2 people. It is usually played by girls, and the girls would create a series of patterns out of a loop of string that was wrapped around their fingers. The possibilities are endless of the patterns that you could make. Fortune teller. The use of a paper fortune tellers in England has been recorded since the 1950s. These fortune tellers, you may also have known them as chatterbox or a whirlybird. Cup and ball. Cup and ball, or ball in a cup, or ring and a pin, is a traditional children's toy. It is generally a wooden handle to which a small ball is attached by a string and which has 1 or 2 cups or a spike upon which the player tries to catch the ball. Dinky Toys. Dinky Toys was the brand name for a range of die-cast zinc alloy miniature vehicles, and they were produced by Meccano Limited. They were made in England from 1934 to 1979 at a factory in Binns Road in Liverpool. Dinky Toys were among the most popular die-cast vehicles ever made, predating other popular die-casts, including Corgi, Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Skipping. Skipping was one of the most popular games in Britain in the mid to late 20th century. Played mainly by girls, it was a group activity for 3 or more, or it could be played on your own. The ends of the rope were turned by 2 non-skippers, while 1 or more girls skipped to the beat of a song, verse or a chant, generally performed by the players, except those who were actually in the rope at the time. Tiddlywinks. Tiddlywinks is a game played on a flat felt mat with sets of small discs called winks, a pot, which is the target, and a collection of squidgers, which are also discs. Players use the squidger, nowadays made out of plastic, to shoot a wink into flight by flicking the squidger across the top of the wink and then over its edge, thereby propelling it into the air. Everything crossed, you would get your wink into the target pot. Comics. Nowadays, it's comic book movies that take up a larger quantity of the time of the young people. But back in the 1950s, the comics that influenced movies like The Avengers, The Dark Knight and Superman were what most kids spent their time on. But it wasn't just superheroes that dominated the comics. Stories like Charlie Brown, Land of Black and Gold and Dennis the Menace were also loved. Comics are beautifully illustrated stories that could keep someone engrossed for hours on end. So which one is your favourite pastime or game? And which ones have we forgotten to mention? What games did you play as a child? Where did you play your games? Who did you play them with? Please do share your memories with us. We would love to hear from you.